Good afternoon, day 20. I'm Robert Gibbons. Put yourself into a better place. At first, I thought about ditching this project until I heard from some of my wonderful friends. And I want to say thank you to Sally DeJesus, to Prince McNally, to John Maney, to Maria Chisholm, to Marilyn Thomas King, to my friend Harriet Chappell, to Frida Grace Jones, to Wanda Cecilia Outlaw, to my sisters Natasha and Tangela, and to my brother Carl. Thank you so much for your encouragement. I really appreciate it. Day 20, put yourself into a better place. And as always, I like to honor my mother Dorothy and my father Robert. My grandmothers Maddie and Bercy, and to my grandfathers Jethro and Sammy. Ashe. I have some titles for you as we still explore and witness this literary art and how profound it is to recite work of the classic poets of our time. And I have 4 titles for you today. The first one is The Origins of Tragedy by Kenneth Rosen. The Origins of Tragedy by Kenneth Rosen. And I'm going to read Kenneth's poem, Sinai. Sinai. Was it right or wrong to adore fire, or evil to worship gold, flee murder and slavery, to cast bricks out of nothing, drive eunuchs, mules, and family through sand endlessly, to say a light in the bush uttered commands? Not even sand lasts forever, nor love or an era. Above was the ignorant sun, the one that stood still for Joshua, as if to listen, as if its mystery were a gift and a prayer was a joke, a roar of shouts, a blur of trumpets, as the wall, like a volcano falling, rose up and split. What was dangerous as red jelly is safe, black as glass, susceptible to polishing if you have all day and night, earth a goat, the volcano its cloven hoof, earth a pig, the wall its foolish trotter. Bow down, eat of its meat, which is dirt, or whatever grows from it, or else don't live. Wander with your sacks of unleavened bread. Which is life without law? A stone without the claw of fire to engrave its message. Bow down, accept on your back and neck the touch of God. This is who you are. Seek mercy, praise year after year, minute after minute, everything, even the ashes and scars. And the title of this poem is called Sinai, from The Origins of Tragedy by Kenneth Rosen. Thank you, Kenneth, for blessing us. The next poem is taken from The School of Arts by Mark Doty. And the title of Mark's poem is Heaven for Helen. Helen says heaven for her would be complete immersion in physical process without self-consciousness, to be the respiration of the grass or ionized agitation, just above the break of a wave, traffic in a sunflower's 1,000 golden rooms, lineage of exchange and untrammeled torture. But if were to become part of it all, won't our paradise also involve participation in being? Say, diesel fuel, the impatience of trucks on August pavement, weird glows of service areas along the interstate at night, will be shiny pink egg cartons and the thick tread of burst trees along the highways in Pennsylvania. A hell we've made to accompany the given. We will join our tiresome production. Things that want to be useless forever. But that's me talking. Helen would take the greatest pleasure in being a scrap of paper, if that's what there were to experience. Perhaps That's why she's a painter. Finally, to practice disappearing into her scrupulous attention, an exacting rehearsal for the larger world of things it won't be easy to love. Helen, I think, will master it, though I may not. She has practiced a long time learning to see. I have devoted myself to affirmation when I should have kept my eyes on the ground. And the title of that poem is called Heaven for Helen, from Mark Doty's book, School of the Arts. Thank you, Mark, for blessing us. The next poem is from Marie Howe's book, What Living Do. What the Living Do, from Marie Howe. What the Living Do. And the title of her poem is called The Last Time. The last time we had dinner together in a restaurant with white tablecloths, he leaned forward and took my two hands in his hands and said, I'm going to die soon. I want you to know that. And I said, I think I do. And he said, what surprises me is that you don't. And I said, I do. And he said, what? And I said, know that you're going to die soon. And he said, no, I mean, know that you are. And the title of that poem is called The Last Time, What the Living Do, by Marie Howe. Thank you, Marie, for blessing us. And the last poem is from classic Elizabeth Bishop, The Complete Works, from 1927 to 1979. And the title of this poem is The Invitation to Miss Marianne Moore. And since we're living in Brooklyn, it's appropriate. From Brooklyn. Over the Brooklyn Bridge on this fine morning, please come flying. In a cloud of fairy pale chemicals, please come flying. To the rapid rolling of thousands of small blue drums descending out of the mackerel sky over the glittering grandstands of harbor water, please come flying. Whistles, pennants, and smoke are blowing. The ships are signaling cordially with multitudes of flags rising and falling like birds all over the harbor. Enter two rivers gracefully bearing countless little pellucid jellies in cut glass epergnes, dragging with silver chains. The flight is safe. The weather is all arranged. The waves are running in verses this fine morning. Please come flying. Come with the pointed toe of each black shoe trailing a sapphire's highlight, with a black cape full of butterfly wings and bun mots, with heaven knows how many angels are riding on the broad black brim of your hat. Please come flying, bearing a musical inaudible abacus, a slight censorious frown, and blue ribbons. Please come flying. Facts and skyscrapers glint in the tide. Manhattan is all awash with morals in this fine morning. So please come flying, mounting the sky with natural heroism, above the accidents, above the malignant movies, the taxicabs and injustices at large, while horns are resounding in your beautiful ears that simultaneously listen to a soft, uninvented music fit for the musk deer. Please come flying. For whom the grim museums will behave like courteous male bowerbirds, for whom the agreeable lions lie in wait on the steps of the public library, eager to rise and follow through the doors up into the reading room. Please come flying. We can sit down and weep. We can go shopping or play at a game of constantly being wrong with a priceless set of vocabularies, or we can bravely deplore, but please come flying. With dynasties of negative constructions darkening and dying around you, with grammar that suddenly turns and shines like flock of sandpipers flying, please come flying. Come like a light in the white mackerel sky. Come like a daytime comet with a long, unnebulous train of words from Brooklyn over the Brooklyn Bridge on this fine morning. Please come flying. And the title of that poem was Invitation to Miss Marianne Moore from Elizabeth Bishop, The Complete Poems from 1927 to 1979. I thank you so much for being in my virtual company. I appreciate all my friends, your encouragement. I thank you for subscribing. And again, we are canonizing the literary art. And today, we listen to The Origins of Tragedy by Kenneth Rosen, and then The School of Arts by Mark Doty, and What the Living Do by Marie Howe. And we ended it this fine session on this fine day with Elizabeth Bishop's complete poems, The Invitation to Marianne Moore. This is day 20, and I thank you so much for being in my virtual company. Put yourself into a better place. I'm Robert Gibbons.